Hey guys, what's up? This is Blind Man, Aaron Crawford, aka Blind Man, coming at you. So listen, I want to apologize to all my viewers and subscribers. I know I don't have many, but I know I've been on the loop for a while, but it's been very busy. I just got my own place, and so I've got the quiet and time to be able to do these videos. Right now, I don't have a controller for my Xbox, so I'm not able to do the blind raps. And like I said, you guys want to hear something about making people aware that you think would be really good for people to hear and everything. Please make sure to leave your comments down below, either on this video or any of my other videos, so that way I can make sure to go ahead and address that. Because right now I'm completely out of ideas for that particular part of my channel. But I've got a couple of new raps that I want to do for you guys. And so as soon as I'm able to get my Xbox going, I don't have my controller, like I said. So as soon as I have my controller, those videos will be posted. But today I figured, since I haven't posted a video in a while, what I go ahead and do is I do something new. As you all know from my previous videos, I'm a big trading card fan, especially in the way of Yu-Gi-Oh! And for those who don't know, Yu-Gi-Oh! First started out with a TV series in the 90s. Late 90s, early 2000s, actually. And it became a huge phenomenon. And the game has changed so much over the years. It's really cool. So what I want to do with this video, though, is I kind of just want to address what I've seen as far as the differences between the trading card game and the show, as well as address some of the issues with the show itself. And we're going to do this over several videos. So today, what I want to go and do is I want to try this out for you guys. So let's get right into it. So, like I said, the show started in the early 90s, late 90s, early 2000s, and it took the world by storm. It became really big thanks to Lil Karibo. Gave him a shout out because it was a bridge series, and it really helped with getting a huge fan base for the show, as well as the trading card game. Oh, excuse me. But so here's the biggest thing for us: is what is the difference between the trading card game and the show? So, for those who don't know, the show and the trading card game do not match up by any means. If you watch the show, you'll notice that 90% of the effects do not match up to the cards that have been printed. There are some similarities, such as Pot of Greed and Graceful Charity. They actually do the same thing in the show that they do in the trading card game. However, the thing about that is that in the actual trading card game, Graceful Charity and Pot of Greed have both been banned. And several of the cards that have been used in the earlier seasons, or even in the newer seasons, I'm sure, are actually banned in the trading card game. And this is what stumps me with Konami, as well as with whoever's taking over the show at this point, which I believe is Funimation. But is the big deal is that the cards that are banned, such as Graceful Charity, Pot of Greed, Heavy Storm, Harpy's Feather Duster, even after they were banned in the actual TCG, we still saw them come up in the show. And I know, I'm sorry, I don't have any cool visuals for you guys or clips from the shows like I would like to have. But I'm hoping to get me a camera set that will allow me to do that in the future for this particular part of the channel, as well as maybe some of the other channels. But, yeah, so what we saw was an inconsistency between the show as well as the trading card game. And like I said, a lot of the effects just didn't match up, and neither did the rules. I mean, legitimately, if you look at the rules for the TCG and compare them to the rules of the show, nobody in the show knows how to play the game. And it's like, okay, so you guys are showing a show with a plot that nobody knows how to play a trading card game, yet somehow somebody still manages to win. Now, this was only in the earlier seasons, within the first few episodes. Later on, as the show got more and more into the plot line, we saw that the consistencies between the TCG and the actual show started to line up, especially in the later seasons with Battle City Tournament. But then we also saw cards that were in the actual show that never actually hit TCG. Some have now, but, for example, the season Waking the Dragons. Timaeus, Hermos, and Critias didn't actually hit the TCG game until here recently in the last few years. And, and then of course there's also the remakes of some of the cards, such as Crush Card Virus. And I'm sure I hope with the new series, I haven't seen Arc V yet, and I know they're coming out with a new series. Hopefully they've made it to where the consistencies are more reliable. But I mean, we just look at some of the cards that have come out with effects that they don't match up. Now, and like I said, we do have some cards like Five Greed, Graceful Charity, Cyber Dragon. Cards like that the effects actually match up. But if you watch the show, it's like half the time they're coming up with the effects as the show's being created. Now, after I post this, I want to do some more research into all of this and hopefully be able to figure things out, but I don't have a computer right now either. So a lot of this is going off of memory. My biggest inconsistencies that I saw were between Season 4 and 5 of the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Series, final seasons. And a lot of that was because now we're going into a plot that legitimately should have been actually placed throughout the entire series and not just had its own season. But I guess Konami and 4Kids wanted to kind of uphold the mysteriousness behind the Pharaoh attempt. Spoiler alert, by the way, for those who haven't seen the final season. I haven't personally seen it, but I've had people spoil it for me. Yami, as he's known as in other areas, and I think they wanted to keep that mysteriousness of who he was and where he came from. But I think because of that, it made a lot of inconsistencies in the plot line for the original seasons. It kept hinting at him having to save the world, yet every time he saved the world, a new threat hit. And, I don't, like I said, I haven't personally seen the final season of Yu-Gi-Oh!, but that's because I watched 5-6 episodes into it, and I'm going, what the hell is this? This doesn't seem like a season that people would want to watch. And I think the main reason people watch it is because they're trying to finish off the series, for one, but for two, they're interested in this plot line to see where the Pharaoh comes from. And I don't know if we got more answers than questions, or if we got more questions than answers from it. But once again, we're looking at the fact that, a lot of it was just so inconsistent between card effects and things like that. And the rules, for sure. Rules were a big inconsistency, and they only started really working with the actual rules in later seasons. Like I said, Battle City Tournament was where they started really showing consistencies of rules between the TCG and the actual show. But even then, there were still a few inconsistencies of rules. And I think a lot of that comes from the fact that I'm not even sure Konami understands the rules of the game. Because, if you read the official rulebook, there's so many rules that are missing that you legitimately have to look up online. Mostly card rulings. There's certain card effects where if you just don't understand the card effect, it's not like they have like an actual guide for it. And you're sitting there going, because like with Magic the Gathering, there's a guide, where they tell you what each effect is and how it works, and it doesn't have to be written out right there on the card. But, with Yu-Gi-Oh!, so much has changed, like I said. Now we have, Link summoning, we have the Pendulum summoning, we have Synchros, we have XZs, we have, fusion summons, normal summons, sets. The game has just become so complex. And, originally this game was supposed to be made for children. And I'm not even sure a child can understand it now. Though, that could be a little contradictory, maybe. It's possible a kid would probably understand it better than some of us adults do, because as adults, we grew up with the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Rulings. We didn't have all these different summons until later, and so, we have to continuously relearn where some of these kids who are coming into the game now, they're automatically starting off on Link summoning. and pendulum summonings. And so they're able to learn all those rules a lot faster than we are. So, maybe a kid could play it today. Who knows? I just think the game has become way too complex. And honestly, I'd rather go back to the last setup, and that's just because that's how I know how to play. When I first started playing, I didn't use all these different summons. I just normal summon and set, and I avoided doing any special summoning of any form, unless it was from the deck. And then I got into the Synchro deck, and I had to learn how to Synchro summon. I learned how to do that pretty well. But I mean, it's difficult to say where the changes are really at. And like I said, I want to do more research and learn more about this because I want to post more videos like this. But anyways, that's it for today. Go ahead and tune in next week when we actually go over some of the plot holes in a lot of the different seasons. Hopefully by then I'll have my controller. I'll be able to go back and rewatch the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Series and locate those plot holes myself. And again, I really, really want to give a huge shout out to Lil Karibo, man. If you guys haven't checked out Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged Series yet, I suggest going and doing it. It's hilarious, and on top of that, I mean, it legitimately shows a lot of the flaws in the series. Lil Karibo does an excellent job of explaining it, and then please, like I said, make sure if you enjoyed this video to hit the like button, subscribe, and please, by all means, leave your comments below if there's something you want me to talk about, whether it's with this particular part of the channel, if there's a rap you would like to hear me do on the blind raps, or if you have an idea for making people aware. Until we see each other again, this is Blind Man signing out.